Excellent. Okay. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for making a few minutes for us. We're excited to show you the MSi Courseware and answer any questions you might have. And I hope you enjoy it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me see here. Share. This will stop the other screen sharing. And screen 2, share. All right, can everyone see my screen?
Yep, that looks good.
Perfect, all right. Basically, More Solutions, we develop textbooks and curriculum that we deliver through our online portal. The courseware is completely turnkey. So it includes everything you need to deliver a complete course or add to your current course offerings to either augment, or if you're interested in preparing students for industry certifications, all of our courses do that, in addition to being complete curriculum. So for Microsoft courseware, I'm going to use PowerPoint. The other courses, Word and Excel, they use the same exact methodology. And for Adobe products, I'm going to use Photoshop. Again, same methodology for Adobe products such as InDesign, Illustrator, Premiere Pro. Okay, so first, let me kind of give you an overview of how our courses are laid out. Each course is a custom instance of that course for a particular instructor. Well, because of that, we brand it for you because there's no one else in there except for you and your students. We also have several features that will allow you to learn what's, how to use the course. We also have student enrollment keys because we give you the keys so students can enroll themselves and put themselves in the right chapter. And we also have some student guides to help the student learn how to use everything. Our courses are available any place where a student has an internet connection. And the way they're laid out is there's a textbook that's chunked and embedded before it's going to be needed. There's a pre and post assessment, a pre-assessment at the beginning of each chapter, a post-assessment at the end. The topics are the interior textbook pages. Then we have a knowledge check after each little bit of reading. Remember I said the reading is chunked. So at the end of each chunk of reading, there's a knowledge check to make sure the student understood what he or she read. Then we have a practice activity and a quiz. So that's the scaffold of how this kind of flows. And that repeats itself throughout the chapter until you get to the end where there's a project and then the post-assessment. So I'm going to dig in a little bit and show you how the course is constructed. But before I do that, I want to show you some of the features of our learning management system. So if you click on the navigation, first you can go in and see your participants. The participants tab is great because it shows you who's in your course, when the last time they logged in, and if you're a K-12 or even higher ed, you can put them into groups or periods so you can really keep good track of your students. The course also has a complete grade book that the grades can be exported and then imported into your district or institution's grade book, which is a great feature because you're not having to develop a bunch of extra grades to make sure you have enough grades for the grading period. So you can see there's a lot of grades that get generated, okay? And you would see the students populate down this side, and then you would see all of the grades for that particular student. Let's start going through the courses though, because I love our courses. I think they're a lot of fun, okay, and informative. So let's look at the first. All right. Chapter 1. Not only do we have the textbook page that shows you what domain objectives are going to be covered. So like I said, if you're leaning towards industry certification, this shows you what's being covered to map to that. If you're just using it to teach the students how to use the software, these are also very descriptive and make sure that the student is learning stuff that's important according to what Microsoft or Adobe says. There's always going to be key terms and key words, which are great to use for vocabulary if you like. And there's a read along feature. So if you have a student that is an audio learner, They can actually
Chapter 1.
have it read to them.
Manage presentation.
Okay, they can speed it up or slow it down. And after they, familiarize themselves with what's going to be covered in the chapter, or you can use this to kind of lecture on like the old PowerPoints. The student navigates by clicking next. This platform is extremely user-friendly. The pre-assessment is just a simple drag and drop. Just want to kind of know if they understand some of the key terms and phrases and how to use the software. It's a pre-assessment, so it's designed to only be taken once. After they take it, they check their work. It's locked in, and then they'll get a chance to retake it at the end in the post-assessment to help learning measure gain, to help measure learning gains. Okay, here's a sample of one of the interior textbook pages. This particular one is talking about slide layouts and how to use the title bar, all stuff that's important in beginning lessons. After the student reads through this little bit of information and they click next, they have a little knowledge check. This one is 6 questions, nothing earth-shattering. Just want to make sure they understood the reading. Okay, simple drag and drop. Now, once they get into the practices, we have 2 different ways for a student to practice each activity. We have in lessons where it's available, which is most of them, we have our in-app technology, which is awesome, and we're the only ones in the world that have it. And then we also have simulations, okay? So I'm gonna go to one that has both in-app and simulations so I can show you how both of them behave. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so practice 2, insert a new layout in Slide Master. Okay, let's see how that works. Let's say if the student is working on a Chromebook or they're working from home and they don't have access to the PowerPoint software or the Adobe software. They can actually open up practice and simulation. There's a video
Select the View tab.
that shows them how to do the simulation.
Select Slide Master.
Okay, for our audio and visual learners. Then they can actually open up something that looks like PowerPoint, but it's not PowerPoint. It is a simulation that exists in a web browser. Now, this is great because it grades, it's hands-on or kinesthetic, and it allows the student to continue learning even if they're home for some reason. God forbid, the pandemic keeps going, or if they're sick or they're traveling, and it's very easy to use. So you just follow the on-screen instructions. There's a dynamic window so they can scroll through. So the first step is to select the View tab. If I'm not sure where it is, I click wrong, I get an incorrect. I click wrong again, I get an incorrect. The third time, it lights up in green where I should click. So they're actually doing this in a hands-on environment. It's great. The students love it, and it gives them immediate feedback. So after I do this lesson, I'm Christmas treeing it, showing my age. Remember Christmas treeing with the old filling in the bubbles there on the standardized test. But if I just go through this and just keep clicking until I get the green, it's gonna calculate that against my grade. And when I get my grade, it's gonna be horrible because I would probably get like a 10 on this one, okay? So let me close that and return back. Okay, so that's the simulations. Web-based, browser-based, can be done on any device with an internet connection in a browser. So that's Chromebooks, tablets, even a phone. Wouldn't advise it on a phone, but you'll be able to get to it on a phone. Okay, now, for students that have the software and they want the real world experience, this is something that only MSi has, like I said, and it's awesome. Let me show it to you. So let's say if I'm going to work inside the application, I'm actually going to click that file, and it's going to open up an Adobe Start file, an MSi Adobe, an MSi PowerPoint Start file. We also do that before Adobe, by the way. Okay, I'm already signed in, so I'm just going to close that. And I actually have an MSi Courseware icon inside of the Microsoft application. How did I get that? Watch how easy it is. You only have to do this once, by the way. You go Insert, Get Add-ins, and our add-in is available on the Microsoft Store. So this isn't a third-party add-in. So your IT department won't freak out. If I just type MSi and click Search, look, MSi Courseware. The MSi Courseware add-in allows students to learn Microsoft Office inside the application. How cool is that? I would click add. Once I click add, I will see this. Now, when I click this, it's going to allow me to sign in with the same credentials that I signed into my courseware. Okay. And now I'm going to actually get the instructions right inside of PowerPoint. Okay. So with this, like same thing, just like in the simulation, select view. Well, let's say if I'm not sure where that view tab was, I can either hunt around or I can very simply click this little camera icon and it'll give me a little step-by-step video of how to do each action. This way you don't have to watch some long, drawn out, boring video that's, 3 to 5 minutes long, whereas you may only need the item that's, 1 minute in. So with these, you can actually see how to do everything right there on the screen. And students really like this. Adult learners really like this, okay? So as you do the steps, it'll actually verify. So the 3 things I have to do here is in the slide master, insert a layout. I have to insert a picture placeholder, and I have to insert a text placeholder. Once I do all of these things and I click check my work, it's going to give me green check marks. Now this one is a lot to do, so I'm not going to make you watch me do it, okay? But I do have one in Word that's a little bit quicker. Let me see. Using the ribbon. There you go. I'm going to do this one in Word just because I've done it a lot of times and it's a lot quicker. And I want to show you how it actually validates what I'm doing. So it's going to open up a Word document. There's my MSi Courseware icon. It's going to automatically log me in because it retains my login status. There's all my little videos to show me how to do everything, but I remember this one really well. So I have to select this heading, and then in the font subgroup, I have to select the dialog launcher. There's the font subgroup. There's the dialog launcher, but that's what it was called. And then it says under the advanced tab, select the drop down for spacing and select expanded, and then enter 3 point. So I can go like this if I want, or I could have typed 3. Okay, and I click OK. Now I'm going to check my work. So what it's actually doing is reading this document and making sure I did it correctly. How cool is that? So this isn't comparing documents. This is actually verifying that I did the work correctly. Very exciting. I'm going to go ahead and close that. And then I can go ahead and move along. I'll go back over to PowerPoint where we were showing the courseware before, but now you see how it works in both and how the methodology is the same. So at the end of each of these, I'm going to have a project. Well, that's the post-assessment, but with the project, some of these projects are pretty rigorous. Let me show you what I mean. If you look at project 2, okay, and if I look at the in application and I open that up, and this is how quick it is to use this. You don't have to have some big executable file on your computer. You're actually using the software that already exists on your computer. Okay. I'm going to open up my add-in. Now look at this. So this is everything I have to do on this project. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10 things I have to do. And each of these things, each of these items requires anywhere from 3 to 7 steps. That's rigorous, folks. That is real rigorous. We also included a timer. Okay. And when the student clicks check my work, it'll generate a grade. So that's basically how the courseware works. It keeps track of your grading, keeps track of your students. It lets the students work in a simulated environment if they're working from home or on a computer without the software. And it lets them work inside the application, first in industry, brought to you by More Solutions. Now, for my Adobe brothers and sisters out there, I'll show you how the Adobe courseware works. It's pretty, like I said, it's the same methodology, except in the Adobe course, there's some soft skill stuff that has to be learned. The fair use doctrine, scope creep, copywriting. We cover all of that, Okay, so same type of thing. You have a topic, you have your textbook pages, beautifully laid out. After you learn a little bit, we have a knowledge check. This is a drag and drop. You're using your Creative Commons and attributes and non-commercial. It gives you immediate feedback. Okay, the student can retry it as many times as you want, shuffles up the answers. This really prepares students, makes them college and career ready. If they're going to try the certification, or if not, very important. We have built-in quizzes. The quizzes report automatically to the grade book. And then, of course, the in application, which I will be happy to show you one of those, and then I will field any questions. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, those are one of our flashcards, which are very nice. I like Adobe. It's very artistic, you know. Let's see. 2.3. Let's do working with grids and guides. Okay. So to utilize this, again, I can do it in a simulated environment, or I can do it in Photoshop. If I'm going to do it in Photoshop, again, you would have access to the Adobe Education Exchange extension, which if you click that icon, you can actually download the extension. It's going to make me sign in. I'll tell you, all of these vendors have gone to subscription. You're signing constantly. They want to make sure you're not stealing their software. But we actually have our own courseware application inside of the Adobe software. It's huge. Okay. But let me go ahead and open this up for you and show you how the Adobe product works. Okay. Now I have two monitors, so sometimes things open up on the second monitor. If it does, I'll drag it over. And if you don't have two monitors, get two. It'll change your life, and it's so inexpensive right now. You can pick up a second monitor for like $99. Money well spent. Okay, so half the application's on my other screen. So once it loads, I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. Okay, so as you can see, there's a actual courseware pane that opens up. I'm going to log in. Password. Okay. And it's going to show me everything that has to be done to complete this activity. If I need the video hints, like I showed you in the last one, I have it right there. I can make it bigger to see exactly how to do each thing. I love this courseware, and students love it because there's a lot going on and there's a lot to do. So I have to make sure that I'm just going to show you one of the items to show you how it grades. So I have to make sure that it's in pixels, right? So view rulers to make sure it's in pixels. So I'm going to rulers, and it is in pixels. And then I have to add a guide. Okay, so I have to add a horizontal guide at 100. So I'm going to go view, new guide, horizontal. I've already done this. That's why I'm going so fast. And okay, so now you see how that guide appeared. Now watch this. I click check my work, and it's actually going to make sure I did that. How cool is that? So this is the practice. The practice gives you step-by-step instructions. Once you get to the quiz, it just tells you what to do without giving you the step-by-step instructions. That's why students who use the MSi Courseware are really at an advantage, because they're really learning how to use it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close this. So you see how that's closed. Now watch what happens when I go back to my courseware. When I go back to my courseware, I've done the practice. Now I'm going to go into the quiz. So I click quiz. I'm going to open it up, right? Save it. Oh, by the way, once the file is opened and the student completes it, another student can't turn their work in. Okay. And now look what just happened. It reopened the panel, gave me the same things I have to do, but it didn't give me the step-by-step instructions. And then this one will grade, and that grade will be reported back to the grade book. The software is awesome, folks. I love it. I worked here 25 years, actually 26 years. They just gave us our new stickers. So Well, you can't see it on my camera, but anyway, 26 years. So. All right, that is everything I have. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Hey, Terrence, I just wanted to walk through with you the actual products. So I'm going to share my screen just so you can walk through what's included with, what's included with the different options you have. So just 1 second. Sorry, I'm trying to click and talk and I'm not good at doing both at the same time.
Welcome to the club, right?
All right, so can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so I will advance it to the Microsoft Office product.
Yes. So like I said, with Microsoft Office, you get Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. 2019, 16 is available, but we are rapidly getting ready to not support 16. The exam is too close to being end of life, and we don't want students to learn something that's going to be obsolete. So when you purchase the MOS bundle, you get Word, Excel, and PowerPoint with that. And however many licenses you purchase, the teacher license comes free with no additional charge.
And let's move it to Adobe.
Okay, and with the Adobe bundle, again, you get, we're doing the 19, 20, 2021, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. You get 3 with the bundle. And again, that includes everything that you saw me go over with you. Courseware, the learning management system, everything is included.
Okay, and then just a question. So if a teacher has 25 students in the first class and then another class, you know, 2 more classes, do they need 75 licenses or would they need 25?
They need 75. Each student gets their own license because the courseware keeps track of their grading and it keeps track of their breadcrumbs of where they went inside the courseware. So because of that, each student is its own item, if you will.
Okay, and then the other question is, how can I get a trial? And I can answer that one. You can email me at the reminder that I'm sending to you or the follow-up, or you can email info@studica.com. And I will also include a link where you can fill out a form to request that trial in the follow-up email that I will send. And then it doesn't look like there's any other questions. So Terrence, I just wanted to thank you for your time today and thank everyone for joining us. If you would like more information, you can call us at 888-561-7521 or feel free to email me or info@studica.com for more information. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
Thank you. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you for joining.